What's up, YouTube? We are watching another video. We're watching What a Nerd Talk. I like these guys. I've been watching them, on my own recently, so I decided, why not react to them? They're interesting. And this is Agree or Disagree Star Wars edition. Oh, I love Star Wars, but I'm not the biggest fanatic. I'm more so a fan of the prequels. I love the prequels so much, but any Star Wars lore I can get into. Hang on. What is going on with my sound?
Frick.
Anytime or altogether?
Yeah. 3, 2.
Alright. Shit is tweaking.
One. Disagree. Agree.
Agree.
Agree or disagree? Your favorite segment? A segment
First time.
that you have never done before.
Yeah.
You know the rules. Okay.
Headset was
I'm just going to start. Agree or disagree? Disney has done more damage to Star Wars than good. Frick.
Anytime or altogether?
Yeah. 3, 2,
Disney
1.
over there.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Agree.
You're see.
Hang on, I'm gonna play two. I'm gonna play two. So I got a pen. Because I just want to play two. I'm gonna use a bag. And I'm just gonna flop it. Agree or disagree? Fuck this bag. What is it? Or use a tissue square. Fuck it. This is so awful. No, this is so flimsy. Yeah, fuck no. The fuck? Girl, you don't look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in this bag. Fuck it. Okay.
He's a Mandalore meat writer. There's no way you're
And I'm an
saying.
Andor meat rider, and I'm a meat rider for Tales of the Jedi. And there's a couple things that Disney has done that I really, really like. But the word is damage.
Yes, but here's the thing. The only reason I said agree, obviously I think there's probably more bad Disney Star Wars than there is good. I said disagree. I think they have done more good. It's just the fact that they're continuing it. You know what I mean? They're making anything.
Because we didn't have anything for you.
Correct.
I'm gonna say agree because Disney has focused now on the lore between only 2 characters, between 3 movies. They only give a fuck about 2 characters. Not that the characters were bad, but in the mix of focusing on these 2 characters, they killed off all the important characters prior to the story. That was already a fuck up itself. Number 2, the choreography for these characters is trash. That's number 2. The power scaling, really bad. Sith aren't supposed to be able to use lightning until mastery. But
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that they're making anything, and they're making parks, and they're making rides and shows and more merch, and we've got Mandalorian and Grogu and Andor, just the fact that like, and some of it's bad. Acolyte's terrible. Whatever. You know, I hate The Last Jedi. I hate it. You know, just the fact that we're getting something means we're getting more Star Wars, and Star Wars is continuing, and I think that's a good thing, even if a lot of it is bad and very damaging. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If we're talking about just in terms of quality, do I think there's more good than bad? I probably think there's more bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that the bad even exists, I think, is some sort of a positive.
Okay. What's your take?
I think they've made up for more of the damage that happened, you know, with the sequels. I think what they've created now, especially with Clone Wars, I think Clone Wars is on the top up there to kind of fixing everything. But, you know, even with like Ahsoka, I enjoyed Ahsoka so much. For me, like, I've never lost the feeling that Star Wars gives me when I watch it too, even if it is something bad that I don't necessarily like. Like, you know, there's some...
I actually liked Ahsoka. No cap. People saying it was trash and all that. And it wasn't that bad. I know people saying the Acolyte is bad. I'm gonna watch that too, but just to see for myself. But I know that the only thing in Ahsoka I didn't like was the fact that fucking, I forgot her name. She survived being staked by a fucking lightsaber. And I'm like, what, bro? Like, why does this shit keep happening? Qui-Gon, do you think Qui-Gon died for nothing, bro? But these bitches are able, 2 different bitches are able to withstand lightsabers being stabbed by something that's burning your fucking organs. How?
Moments in like Book of Boba Fett that I just do not like, but there's moments that I really do like, obviously with like the Luke and Mando episodes in there. So like the feeling that it gives me has not damaged that in any type of way. I don't think they've damaged it enough to where it's like it's not made me appreciate Star Wars for what I'm watching as well. So.
The reason I said agree, and this is something that I've been, I don't know, if when I wrote this, I planned this episode over a year ago, I probably would have said disagree. But let's think about the stuff that we've named major positives, okay? Andor, amazing thing that they did. Siege of Mandalore, right? Season 7 of the Clone Wars at all. Right? Like some of these positives, right? I could name a million, right? I like Last Jedi, obviously. You guys don't. I don't like Rogue One, but you love it, right? Even the positives, there are such glaring negatives with every single one. Season 7 of the Clone Wars, you get the last 4 episodes. Well, yeah, you get the Rafa Martez sisters arc, which is arguably the worst arc in all of Clone Wars, right? And I love Andor so much. But Andrew and I have said this before on the podcast. Why the fuck is that the one you gave a fuck about? And you gave Obi-Wan and Boba Fett the middle finger and made 2 of the not good Star Wars projects for 2 iconic characters, but the co-lead from Rogue One gets the $600 million show with the good writing and the good direction and the good sets, etc., etc. So it's like, even where I'm like, yes, Disney, you knocked it out of the park, I'm like, what the fuck are we thinking? Constantly. I don't know if you heard the report this week that there was a young Palpatine show in development and they scrapped that. But and yet, what was the Star Wars show we got last year? Fucking Skeleton Crew. Yes, I like Skeleton Crew. It's cute. I like Neil a lot. Whatever. But like, why in the world are we going forward with John Watts' Goonies in Star Wars? But we're not doing Tom Hiddleston as young Palpatine? Like, seriously, what is the plan here? What is the thought process? Yeah.
I think they're starting to... I mean, I feel like they've always kind of taken notes from fans, but especially after Celebration, I think now it's like a huge thing for them is listening to the fans, seeing what they want,
Listening
hearing
to
what
the
they want.
fans is how we got Rise of
That's the
Skywalker. I
low-key
just want to
actor,
tell you
right?
that. No, not they had a plan for.
They were listening to the wrong fans then.
You're the wrong fans
couldn't
then.
picture
You don't
you
like
being
Last Jedi,
Palpatine.
neither does he. They listen to those people. You.
I wouldn't have given those notes for the Rise of Skywalker.
No, nobody should. But that's what happened. Everybody was mad that Rey was a nobody. Everybody was mad that Luke threw away the lightsaber. Everybody was mad about all this, that you killed Snoke, so you bring back the Emperor, all these terrible things. They listened to all of the complaints about Last Jedi and said, no problem. And that's what Rise of Skywalker is.
JJ
I don't
Abrams.
like listening to the fans. I don't think Ahsoka's that good. I think Ahsoka's like a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's bad. But
You think Ahsoka's better than Revenge
Yeah,
of
me
the Sith?
too.
Oh, I guess not.
I didn't think
But I'm
Ahsoka
nicer
was
to
that bad.
shows than movies. I don't know. I just listening to Star Wars fans are the worst.
Yeah,
it
no,
is the
it's-
worst community
it is
in the world.
by far the
unfortunately.
worst.
So it's like listening to Star Wars fans doesn't seem like a good idea.
I wouldn't say necessarily like when it comes to the writing, but just like certain things specifically when it comes to characters too. I think they have it on point, especially. What was it? When I was watching Andor, I thought of you the same thing about Obi-Wan. I was like watching Andor.
The only thing I didn't like about Disney Star Wars is that it's too childish. Like if you watch the animations, you watch the old animations versus the new Maul one, like you can see visually it looks similar, but the fighting and the movements they're more realistic and I would say aggressive when they fight, and it's not all like I don't know. It's like Kitty in Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. It's like childish. Like you could have kept it childish, but have them fighting the way they really fight. Like why did they change so much? Like you'll know what I'm talking about. It's hard to explain that their movements are so weird. They're blinking, the way they talk and everything is weird in Disney.
Or you're seeing the quality of both the sets and the writing, and it's like, why are we not putting this money towards Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen? Coming back after what, 10, 15 years, whatever it was, 20 years? It's crazy.
Crazy.
Mind-boggling.
Yep.
General Grievous is an underappreciated villain. Three, two, one. Damn.
Agreed.
Design-wise, I love him. Everything like that. I just like. I don't think he's an underappreciated. I think he's properly rated.
I think if they gave him like they gave Darth Maul so much love. Like he made a cameo in Solo, and he
Clone
came
Wars
back
is
in
his-
Clone Wars.
was
and-
his show, basically.
Yeah.
First. I think because I don't want to say anything they're gonna say, and if they do, they can just piggyback off of me. Because they won't know what I'm saying unless one of them see the video. Anyway, the reason why I say I agree that General Grievous is an underappreciated villain is because now I didn't watch. It was an animated series, and I was seeing that how this nigga was taking out mad Jedi. And I already know he was a Jedi killer. I know he was known for this, but I really feel like if they make a series dedicated to this nigga, people will understand how fucking menacing this nigga is. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about Grievous, but as a kid, watching that scene with him and Obi-Wan, I was always like weirded out by this fucking Grievous. And I was like, what the fuck is he? Is he a droid or what is he? Does he have force powers? Wow, where did he get the lightsabers? How did he get his first couple of lightsabers? You know, if he's not a Jedi or a Sith, what the fuck is he? And he's not a droid. He's definitely not a real, like a human being. So what the fuck is Grievous? So I had no clue. I still don't know what he is.
Rebels.
Yeah, that's true.
And
And that's why I say he's underappreciated, because I don't even know what his body count was, but I seen his fucking collection, and that nigga has mad lightsabers, and every color you can possibly think of too. He kills Jedis and he collects their lightsaber. That's badass. He's like a pirate. He's like a space pirate.
Spoke less in his movie than General Grievous spoke in his. You know what I mean? Like he has like 2 lines in Phantom Menace. Yeah, I think the design and like his backstory, he's so interesting with like the fact that he's basically a machine, but also that he wasn't. You know, I feel like there's more you could do with him. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would love. I even watching your guys' last video about doing the series too, touching base on that too. I think the whole idea of him being like a foreshadow for Anakin too, and like the whole his armor is supposed to affect the way he is, or he's never fully comfortable. I love the idea of that too, but I think he's one character, especially with this. Like you could just do so much with him, animation-wise. And we saw a little bit in Tales of the Empire too, but it was just such a little snippet. But he is also one of those characters that is kind of like Yoda in a way. Like maybe we're too afraid of them touching him and making him even worse. But I don't know. With animation, I think it's pretty hard to screw up Grievous. I think he's just going to look good, especially with the animation.
Oh, dude, and
now.
he's so good in this.
Oh yeah, and even just watching Revenge, those eye scenes when they get close up to him too. It's just
His voice.
it would be great to see him in live action again, but I don't think you ever really could bring him in.
Yeah, when he absolutely owns those people.
No, they should, bro. If they did Ahsoka and they can do all that, bro, they can bring Grievous back. They can go back a little bit further to the Clone Wars. They can do it, bro. They can do it. They can do it without having to reboot, bro. They can do it. 100%. They can show you him killing a bunch of Jedis that they didn't show before. They can show you how he got that collection. That would be awesome. We got this little thing going on Disney Plus where the fans of certain communities can only watch 8 episodes a season. Then so why don't we get 8 episodes of Grievous killing Jedi and joining the Empire? How about that? How we show Grievous how he became Grievous, General Grievous. How he became a general. Why he was granted general. Who granted him that? Was it Palpatine? Or was it some other Sith Lord or leader?
At the start of the Clone Wars movie.
You're talking about the
Shaggy.
animated?
yeah.
Shaggy and Kiadi-Mundi.
Dude.
They're in the back of his shirt.
Yeah.
Shakti's in there.
Yeah, that scene made me
when he comes down to
yeah.
the smoke.
And he's like,
yeah.
and he grabs that one person's face and just.
I don't think the Clone Wars really portrays him as like a terrifying character too. Like I don't think he's necessarily as scary. The only scenes I remember of him being scary was when they're in his lair and they're like showing the way he's built and stuff. He's crawling on the walls and stuff too. But
Yeah, they can do a lot of cool stuff.
yeah, it would be like, and Tails was somewhat threatening too. But
I appreciate that. I think it's good writing that Grievous is the most feared character in the time of the Clone Wars to like the regular person, but that he's a total bitch and a pussy with Jedi. I think that's really good writing. I think that's fun, and that the trophies is just because of his insecurities. I think all of that is super, super fun. But yeah, I want to see him with a clone trooper. Like I want to see him be threatening and scary, like we're saying. Yeah. Last one. The Last Jedi ruined Luke Skywalker. 3, 2, 1. Disagree. Oh,
Agree.
yeah. Why do you say disagree?
I think it's definitely not the route. I don't even know what type of route I would have even wanted them to take, but it hasn't ruined it for me because I would have probably not liked The Mandalorian, what he was in as well too. I think if The Last Jedi ruined it enough for me, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed him in Mando as well. But
He's the Luke we get in Mando is not the Luke we get in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So that's why you enjoy it in Mando.
yeah, but I don't think it's ruined the legacy or the character of Luke Skywalker though. I don't think it's ruined Luke.
I'll tell you reason why I think it ruined Luke Skywalker. Because Luke Skywalker never became a Jedi Master. It says he has. It states that he has, but the council was never there to grant him that. So we never got to see Luke become a master. The movie stated that he was. Now he's a Grand Master Jedi, and he's capable of training his own students. But that was where they first fucked up. 1, 2. He was scared to use the Force. He had these lost connections when they first showed him. Number 3, his death is what fucked me up. Oh, they said Last Jedi. So I'll fuck everything I just said. Only The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, bro. This nigga Luke was acting like the most pathetic version of himself ever. He's fought in way different foes. He fought his father. He went through shit like this. And he's telling me he was scared that his student was going to turn to the dark side. So he went and tried to murder him in his sleep. A Jedi. No way, bro. That to me was also didn't make any sense, bro. Like, how would a Jedi have so much fear in his heart that he gonna go and do some shit like that? That's not a Jedi move. That's a Sith move.
Luke for me. I definitely have all of my pretty much the same disagreements as you have as what to Luke is doing and who he is. I don't think that is.
And even when he died, that whole scene where he's using a Force ghost to fight him, and he's just preventing the nigga from preventing Kylo from hitting him. I'm just like, yo, are you serious? Are you serious? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna rewatch all 3 of them just to see if I was bugging. Just to see if I was bugging. Cause that's what I want to see, Was I bugging? Was it over speculation? Because you see the clips of how bad the choreography is. They add new characters that don't amount to nothing, like Snoke. And shit, you can even say Rey and Kylo didn't amount to nothing. What are they gonna do with Rey now? Nothing. They don't know what to do with her because they just wasted 3 movies. That was just to pull money in the pockets of people. Where the fuck did she even come from, bro? She came from Tatooine, and somehow she's a Jedi, and they wanted to make her a Skywalker, even though Luke or Leia never had kids. And I'm not talking about with each other, because that's some weird shit. And I don't even know if that was really a thing that people kept talking about in Star Wars, but I don't know. I think that was just a fan thing that people were saying. I've never heard or seen in the movies Luke trying to get with Leia.
Within his character, but yeah, I don't think it's necessarily ruined it for me, but I'm definitely not a fan of what they did with him for sure.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
But nah, they did redeem him with that Mandalorian episode when he pulled up. Him and the Mandalorian was goated. So I ain't gonna lie, that may outweigh a little bit. But I just don't like what they did to end off Luke Skywalker. This is why I don't count it. I don't count those 3 movies as canon to me. I know they probably are to y'all or whatever, but to me, they're not canon, bro. They're not canon, bro, to me.
I think it's just the way the sequels are set up in general, where it's just kind of a repeat of a bunch of stuff, and you kind of told a story in which, like, The Last Jedi kind of had to do some of that stuff, maybe. So I kind of
even though they attached Lucasfilm to it, he don't even fuck with it. So I'm gonna say that shit not canon, bro. I don't care if nobody else says it's not, but to me, it's not canon.
Playing the sequels in its entirety, not just The Last Jedi, and also, like, I think some of the things are annoying, but I don't think it ruins his character in its entirety because of that. I think there are other problems with the movie that also make it bad.
I don't think he would have ever gotten that low to the point where he did in The Last Jedi. I think it's very Luke of him to come back when people need him the most, but him being a hermit is what I think hurt his character and isn't very much.
Exactly what I said, bro. Him being secluded somewhere randomly without people or doing nothing. Nigga, you defeated the strongest being in the universe. You destroyed the empire. Why would you go and be a fucking hermit? I'm not saying you gotta be the new emperor or a new king, but you do the complete opposite. Like that's like the definition. I had no clue what to do with this character. So we're gonna just show him he just left everybody. He just dipped.
Of a Luke kind of thing. I think he's
planet, just like Yoda.
I think he's open to helping anyone and anything, especially when it comes to a relative too. After seeing what he did with Vader, I don't see how he could make the same mistake with Ben too and let it go that easy.
Well, I completely disagree with the statement you just made. I just like so fundamentally, like on every level, I think that what you just said is stupid. But
I mean, on a certain level, I could understand why he would be a hermit, because if you watch that one scene where, not even just the one scene, but it's like a few of them, but the whole thing afterwards, after he kills Vader, the way his mannerisms are, the way he acts, you can tell it's like he's complete. There's nothing left for him to do. So I could understand him being a hermit. Just the way he was standing there watching Anakin burn, and then his Force ghost popped up.
that's interesting about the hermit thing. The hermit thing isn't very Luke. You're kind of cooking there.
I don't like it. Unless he's just following after Yoda and, learning what he did, exiling him.
No, listen, bro. Yoda was on the Dagobah system doing crack. I don't care what no one says. That nigga was doing crack. Bro, I thought Yoda's kind. I thought everyone in Yoda's kind speaks the same way he does. And that's just the way his species speaks. No, nigga. That nigga is just weird, bro. That nigga does crack. Because I seen footage, a clip of a female version of someone from his tribe or species speaking, and they're speaking like a normal person. I'm like, yeah, this nigga Yoda either he got slipped some fentanyl or some type of something, bro. This nigga is on some type of drugs. And you see him again on the Dagobah system. He's throwing shit, hitting shit. I'm like, yeah, this nigga is on crack, bro. This is what a crackhead does. Literally.
Himself.
Well, what's your biggest problem with Last Jedi? Real quick to finish up, and then we'll call it. What's your biggest problem with Last Jedi? It doesn't have to be something individual. It could be something overarching. Because I think
No, I gotta play the clip real quick, bro. The Yoda on the Dagobah was crazy. He was bugging. He was wilding. He was bugging.
Still, something familiar about this place. I don't know. I feel like
we're being watched.
Oh, wait, put your weapon. I mean you no harm. I am wondering, why are you here?
I'm looking for someone.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
Right.
Help do I get? Yes.
I don't think so. I'm looking for a great warrior.
Oh, great warrior. Oh. Wars not make one great.
Put that down. Now we. Hey! It's my dinner!
How you get so big to do food of this kind?
Listen, friend, we didn't need to land in that puddle, and if we could get our ship out, we would, but we can't, so why don't you just...
Get your ship out.
Hey, get out of there!
No!
Hey, you could have broken this. Don't do that.
Look, he's wilding. He's throwing his shit everywhere. Look. This nigga's on crackhead.
You're making a mess. Hey.
Fine, or I will help you not.
I don't want your help. I want my lamp back. I'm gonna need it to get out of this slimy mud hole.
Mud hole. Slimy. My home, this is.
Aren't you letting me have it?
Fine.
R2! Move along, little fella. We got a lot of work to do.
No. Stay and help you, I will. Find your friend?
I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a Jedi Master.
Jedi Master. Yoda. You seek Yoda.
You know him?
Take it to him, alien. yes.
He's
But
right
now,
here.
let's eat. Come. Good
Take you
food.
to him. Let's make it explain with him. He's right there. Why did Ben Kenobi do the same shit? Why did Obi-Wan do the same thing to him?
His biggest problem will surprise you.
For me, I remember being in the theater is all of the space stuff, the whole space chase. How or no of them
The chase. That it's the super slow chase that can track them through hyperspace.
like that.
You just found it boring?
Yeah, just incredibly boring, especially when they're up in the ship too, and all of those scenes with Poe trying to take over and all that. I just think it's unnecessary. I don't understand that for the plot too. Yeah.
All right. You know what his biggest problem with Last Jedi is? It's going to surprise you.
Is it the fight scene?
No.
Is it Luke?
Yes.
Luke
It's
is
the
a big
fight
problem.
scene.
Is it Luke?
It's the fight scene.
I gave Force Awakens a pass because it was a carbon copy of.
It's what nerd talk. It's the fight scene. It's the fight scene. The fight scene might be the worst fight scene in Star Wars history. In Star Wars history, that is the worst fight scene in Star Wars history. I almost walked out of the theater. That's how angry I was.
New Hope, right?
Because it's the first one.
Right. It's the first one. They're trying to get people back. If you want to do some things that are the same, whatever. Last Jedi is a carbon copy of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
Yeah, and it like almost shot for shot in some ways.
really?
Isn't that crazy? Have you ever heard that before? in your
No,
life?
I'm trying to even think of scenes
It's
that
like while I was watching, I was like, "We're just doing this again."
wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yoda might be getting crack from you, bro. He might be getting crack from you because what? You can't. There's no way you can compare The Last Jedi to the Revenge of the Sith or Empire Strikes Back. Did he say Revenge of the Sith or did he say?
You've never heard that before,
No.
What happens in Empire Strikes Back? What's the general thing that happens? Where does Luke go?
To Bespin City?
At the end, yes. Before that,
Oh,
Dagobah.
Dagobah.
correct. To train with Yoda,
Yeah.
who was a hermit. Okay. What happens in Return of the Jedi at the very end?
Vader, the whole Endor.
Vader, Palpatine, Luke, right? Okay. This is crazy. In The Last Jedi, Yoda, or I'm sorry, Luke, is on a desert planet. Rey or Luke goes to Dagobah or whatever this planet is to find Ahch-To to train. They don't want to train him at start. Then they decide to train him. There is literally a scene, so that's already extremely similar. Old Jedi on a desert planet, pursued by younger Jedi, doesn't want to train them, ends up training them on a desert planet, right? Then there's even like a scene where Rey is like looking into a dark black hole and is being tempted, and
And you could even go as far as to say which he's probably going to get to. I wanted to say before he gets to it, but the lightsaber scene. She had his lightsaber, or was it Leia's? One of them. But she presented it to him, and he knew who it was. And I'm pretty sure that same shit happened with Luke and Yoda. I'm pretty sure Yoda gave him Anakin's old one.
Going to do that, and Luke's like, you don't need to do that, right? Luke does that with the cave.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. Okay. Then she leaves, okay, and then Return of the Jedi. She goes and she works with Kylo. Luke works with Vader. And then there is a rebellion going on outside, and Palpatine shows Luke. He's like, look at all your friends dying. There's a scene where Snoke opens something up. He's like, Rey, look at all your friends dying. And then what happens? Who actually kills Palpatine? Vader does. Who actually kills Snoke? Kylo does. It's just like, there are some things that are just like unbelievably similar. And then there's like scenes where it's like, you didn't have to be that specific with it, like the cave thing or the showing of the friends thing. There's more that I can't remember because I haven't seen The Last Jedi in freaking forever. But when I was watching, I was just like, are we being serious? Like, this is like in a throne room, being tempted, join us, Vader turns, Kylo turns, stuff like that.
I never thought about it that way.
So, I will give you the training, except for the fact that it's like, as we see with the prequels, I think it's stupid that Jedis wear robes. I've always said that that's so stupid that George Lucas took that Alec Guinness's character was in a robe and was like, okay, that's the Jedi uniform now. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Owen Lars is...
Nigga, I think that's the coolest part about Jedis. You're fucking lame. I fuck with both y'all, but that was a lame ass take. That was a fucking lame take. The robe is easily one of the coolest parts about being a Jedi. Like, come on.
in a fucking robe. Is he a Jedi?
And especially the fucking hooded robes. That's why I'm wearing a robe right now. Are you serious, bro? The dark cloaks, it doesn't matter. Any of the cloaks are cool as shit. If you, like, come on. The cloaks, the robes, both of them. They're.
Oh, it's just what people wear on Tatooine.
That was an awful take. Awful.
Like that's always been stupid to me. Like, so the prequels take a lot of the stupid things that they use for the training, like the ball that's in the Millennium Falcon. Why would Han Solo have this legendary training device?
Like, imagine they were all dressed like fucking stormtroopers. Who the fuck would want to watch it? Who would want to watch it if they're all dressed like stormtroopers? Or like fucking Power Rangers or some shit. Like, come on.
For
The
Jedi
robes
and
is
the
fire.
hats and it's so stupid. Anyway, so I think this, like all Star Wars, Jedis train the same way. He didn't want to train her, and then he did. Same thing with Yoda, and then the fucking.
And anyway, that's how swordsmen dress. Like, if you look at it, and swordsmen, they dress like, look at Japan. They dress with a kimono. Well, the men have, you know, they took away the bottom parts of the cloak. They'll make them longer, you know, and they only made it a top part. You know, they turned it into a top half and a bottom half. So it's pants and, so it's simpler. So it's like a shirt and pants, but it looks like a robe still.
The cave, yeah, it's similar because Jedi's train the same way, so I kind of wash it off like that. But that I will give you. The reason I won't give you the Return of the Jedi stuff, because you're pointing out that they do a lot of the, absolutely, look at your friend's time, is like shot for shot. And absolutely, what you just said, Kylo Ren killing Snoke and Vader killing Palpatine, those are similar things. But this is incredibly disingenuous because it's all stuff we're familiar with, but it's incredibly subverting of the genre and the franchise to do it in the second film in a trilogy than the third. Like, it's like, you've seen this stuff before. Here's how we're turning it on our head. We're doing this now. And now it's going to happen way differently. And
Don't
now,
do it at all. Do something new. I gave you a pass for Force Awakens. I went into The Last Jedi. I need something completely new. You brought back the Empire. You brought back Darth Vader, basically. You brought back Luke, basically, who's Rey on a sand planet that's a nobody, the exact same thing, with a robot that has plans to destroy a Death Star. You did all these same things again. When we're like, you nuked all of this, already canon Star Wars stuff that we had that was pretty cool that I knew about. Like, you threw all that out. Great. If you want to repeat some stuff in New Hope, you don't subvert the genre just by moving it up one movie. No, do something new. Don't bring back an Emperor style person and have them killed by the exact same Vader type person with the Luke type person standing right there. Don't do that. Do something different.
Isn't this interesting?
It is very interesting.
All the other stuff in the movie I'm more okay with. The Holdo maneuver and Luke coming back and fighting the thing because it's elite so much.
I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I went there and to watch Last Jedi was because Palpatine was in it. Honestly. I actually thought that him being a clone was kind of cool. But they didn't do it in the way I expected. He did not do it in the way I expected. I expected Kylo to be full villain all the way to the end. All the way to the end. Not him to have some team up with her and they both fight him, bro. And he gets mollywopped by an old nigga. Like a clone of an old one. A clone.
Oh, that's another thing. You got AT-ATs walking on Crate, which is a salt planet, which looks like snow, which looks like Hoth, and trying to take them down.
Isn't that interesting?
That is
I've been
interesting.
telling him for years that that's a unique take that only he has in the
Yeah,
world. But it's such an interesting reason to hate that movie because so many other
Because
people
it's
hate
just
it.
so stupid specific. And if it's so stupid specific, once, that's fine. Once, that's fine. Don't do it again.
I guess that's it, man. Like, subscribe, and share, bro. Good looks, man.